After everything he put us through after the Super Bowl run, I said, don't let the door hit you on your ass, or don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. And now he's going to take these fraudulent Browns to the playoffs. Get the fuck out. I hope we play them and pick him off so many times they got to put Walker in. That is Zach's response to Joe Flacco talking up the Browns. He said after everything they put us through since the Super Bowl run, 10-6, 8-8, 10-6, 5-11, bad year, 8-8, 9-7. And then that was the year right before Lamar Jackson. So, thoughts, what did Joe Flacco do to you that was so bad, Zach?
It was bad.
What did he put you through?
The defense was just really, really good. That's the reason that we had 10-win seasons.
He won a really Super Bowl, though.
I mean,
you should just forget everything.
Really bad. I don't know. I never liked him, man. I'm allowed to not like a player from my team.
I get it.
I know. I'm looking at these records. Season and like the Broncos, God, I would fight. After we lost the Super Bowl, we had one winning season.
Scotty, you have like 4 Super Bowls. 3? 4?
I have 3. So the Broncos have 3. I've been a fan for 1.
Yeah, well, that's more than some people get.
I was gonna say you each have a Super Bowl in your lifetime.
This is really okay. So
that you watched.
Speaking
as,
of
that you watched as a
Shelby, let the 1%ers
fan.
talk.
All right, hang on.
That you watched as a diehard fan. I was gonna ask the 1%ers a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. When does it wear off? Because let me finish. Because to me, if like Joe Burrow won us the Super Bowl next year, and then in 8 years, 10 years, he was leading the Browns to the playoffs, I'd be like, whatever. We won a Super Bowl.
So for me, it's probably be for you. It'll last you a lifetime because it's like it's been your whole lifetime. Yeah. I was 18 when they won one, and I always had the like. I was 6 when they won the first one, but at least it was like I knew I was a fan then because I had a Shannon Sharp jersey. Yeah. So it's like I liked them when he was on the team and won a Super Bowl. But yeah, I think for me it was probably like 3 or 4 years of riding the high, and then after that, well, it didn't help that we played the Patriots in the playoffs and blew 2 14-point leads.
Yeah,
that didn't help. But then again, it's a love-hate relationship with Joe Flacco. Because he gave us those 2 14-point leads, and the defense gave them away.
Yeah.
When did it wear off for me? I'll say right around the time we, I don't know, Vance Joseph when it didn't work out with Vance Joseph. It was like there's a whole new team, whole new players. I'm a lot like when the whole team like in defense and offense are different. The coaches are different, and the team stinks. The offense can't get a first down, and like the fans are booing and counting the play clock during the Hackett era. Yeah. You tend to forget any glory days ever existed. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get yourself back there.
Yeah. What was the Bengals record before they drafted Burrow?
2-14.
2-14. That's got to be tough.
It's worth it.
Well, like
worth it for where they are now.
Once when you're in it. And you think you're getting Tua for a while.
They started like 0-9, so I was just like, yeah, let's get. And there was Herbert, Tua, and Burrow, and it was Tua at first. It was just like, let's get one of these quarterbacks.
Tank for Tua.
I was like, yeah, that season was fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Was it fine?
Except the Broncos should have rode the 1-5 into.
At the beginning of the season, the Bengals lost a bunch. They went to Seattle, like the first game of Zach Taylor's era, lost by a field goal. Mm-hmm. Lost to the Bills in Buffalo by a field goal. Lost a bunch of lost to the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's first win in the NFL in overtime. Lost like 3 of the first 4 by a field goal. So that sucked at the time. And then once it got to like 0-8, 0-9, you're like, yeah, let's get a quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, and that Miami loss is like the whole reason you have Burrow.
Oh my gosh,
like
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Insane.
All right. So while we're still on the topic of Super Bowls, open your present.
Okay, Zach got me something.
Yeah. Scotty knows what it is.
Zach, and you'll get yours when I get the tickets aren't for next.
It's for me and Zach. Enjoy.
No, it's just for me.
Scotty, we'll share. I hid Scotty's present in his apartment, or in his. Is it an apartment?
Yeah, it's an apartment. Apartment.
I hid it as his apartment.
So he's got to find it
during the when we were up there on NFL Sunday.
That's hilarious.
And then I only told Jesslyn about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a Broncos crew neck.
So I got you
Starburst C4.
Yep.
Very nice. A blue C4. Very nice. Not Zach. Thank you.
I know. Well, hang on.
2 6 Zins. 4 6 milligram Zins.
Okay.
Why is there writing on it? 2320. 2320. You're a fucking asshole. I know what that is now.
Every time you want a Zin and you open it up, you have to look at the score of the Super Bowl. And look, I made it in blue and orange,
I know.
too.
You motherfucker. That's hilarious, though. What if I just quit? That made me quit Zin.
It was so funny. It was like I had this whole thing. I was like, I was going to get a poster board. I was going to get a bunch of Zins and actually, like, do the Zins. Like, but then I found out they're like $5 a piece. I was like, that's going to cost me $1,000. This will sink me.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
That's fucking hilarious. But now I don't have to buy Zin for another 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 6 of them
and
only last you 2 weeks.
6 of them? No, they'll probably last me like 8 days.
Really?
You do like a can a day.
Jesus.
I know, it's bad. Thank you, Zach and Scotty.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, I'm happy to do it.
It was him. It was you and his present. Just kidding. Thank you, Zach. All right.
I can't wait to go see St. John's.
Stand and bunk.
Stand and bunk? I mean, I think we can just all get our stands out of the way. Christmas is the fucking goated holiday.
Christmas is goated, but the week this.
That's a stardom.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have good Christmases.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to have a bad one. If you do, you got a story.
Unless you're homeless.
Yeah. And Zach, you obviously get a huge win. Only real teams beat the 49ers in 2023. Or just even the last 2 years, let's call it. Yep. The entire podcast can celebrate. I thought the Ravens were done. The only part of the game I saw was the safety. That
Jenna got so mad at me too. She was like, "You need to calm down. It's only the first quarter." That, and then I got really pissed at that holding call on the fourth down that where Brock Purdy got sacked. It was when they had the ball 2-0.
Yeah.
And it was 4th and 5. They went for it. They sacked Brock Purdy. There's a bullshit holding call. You know how those go. And
come on.
And
that was like 22 months ago was the Super Bowl. And I just got a Christmas present about it.
So and then so they did that, and then that's when they kicked the field goal. It was 5-0. She was like, "You need to calm down."
It was funny seeing Twitter after the safety where people were blaming Lamar for running. Like, he shouldn't have been hanging out in that neighborhood at that time of night. Like, for running into the official.
Big Cat might be my stand because he was sticking up for Lamar.
Yeah, he's like Lamar's the only person that could get like, don't trip him up. He probably gets out of that.
Right.
I didn't see anyone really.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone really agreeing with like that it was Lamar's fault. Everyone kind of thought it was the ref.
I kept posting that video of Drewski on the sideline to do that video of the ref where he's like,
"You got that
parlay," and the ref laughs. He's never beat the allegations.
Anyone have a bunk?
Yeah, being a Broncos fan.
Yeah,
Christmas.
I was gonna say Bengals Steelers. This was the first time Xavier's ran into Bengals, and so the Xavier game ended around 5. The Bengals started at 4:30. I blocked everything out. Didn't look at any spoilers. Tweeted out my story and then just exited Twitter and stuff. And then I got back home, turned on the game as someone was running into the end zone for Pittsburgh to make it 21-0. I was like,
Jesus.
Oh, fun. And then I saw the replay of Jake Browning's red zone interception where he didn't throw the ball away. And I was like,
I can't believe he threw that many picks, still got me 25 points.
Yeah.
King. And my decision has been made for me in our matchup this week, by the way. There's a stand. We are back in the championships between Howell and Browning. Howell's benched. I have to start Jake Browning.
Yeah.
That's also I wrote down as my bunk. You two back in the championship.
I wrote that as a separate thing that we could talk about. Shelby and Zach in the fantasy championship. We're right where we belong. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Makes me feel like I don't want to be in the league anymore.
Well, yeah, when you're battling it out for 10th.
What is this game? Or what is this like fucking like league? It's bullshit.
Be better, I guess. I don't know, man.
Hey, you won that money for having the highest scoring week.
Dude,
out of the clouds.
My brother Christ, you drafted your team.
The waiver wire is
CD
stupid.
Lamb. I should have never given you. I could have just ran it back with. I could have just had Pacheco and Etienne and been fine.
You're right.
I give you Lamb for.
I
mean, nobody knows. You don't know that when you make the trades, but
right. I did some math because I knew this trade would be brought up. CD Lamb pre-trade averaging 12.4 points a game.
Yeah.
Post-trade 26 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And then DeAndre Swift pre-trade 21.5 points a game. Post-trade 10 points.
All I want
it's
all I want
almost
is
like
Shelby
I've
to admit
already
I was
won
right.
half a championship again.
Scotty, yes, you were right.
Thank you.
But at the time, the way Swift was playing, I just sold someone at their highest value, and I bought CeeDee Lamb low.
Right. I was just trying to tell Zach that, hey, this is a bad time to buy him. His value will always be. I felt like he reached his height at the point.
No, you just didn't want Shelby to get a good player.
Yeah, you didn't want my starting receivers to be Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, and CeeDee Lamb.
No, that's not true. I think if you traded Josh Jacobs, then I would have been like, okay, that's fine.
Really? Because Josh Jacobs was...
But he was coming on.
Yeah, he had 2 decent games, but he really hasn't been that great.
Mm-hmm. No, he hasn't. But
he's been a little bit better since Pierce became the coach. But now I'm blanking on what I was gonna say.
That you're sorry and you're gonna give him back for this game.
Gonna give you back for this game.
Just this game.
Oh, I was gonna say. Imagine if I made the deal with Scotty. We were talking. He called me on the phone one day before I was going to play basketball, and he was like, "You have all the running backs. I need one." And we had agreed in principle to George Pickens for Raheem Mostert.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. And then, because then you texted me later, and you're like, "I'm glad we had a trade that we agreed to, and we just never did anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too." Raheem Mostert.
Yeah,
broke the Dolphins.
George Pickens would have had a great week this past week.
Yeah, so did CeeDee Lamb though.
Yeah, he did.
Pickens was probably going to be on like that. Everyone benched him for the fantasy playoffs because he was coming off that Colts game where he didn't block.
Oh, I know.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. I know. If I started him, I would have beat Kenny and actually had a chance for the consolation. Every player that I benched was the wrong decision in our league.
Story of your season.
I have a major bunk. So flying home from New York on last Wednesday, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. I sit down. I'm one of like the last people on the plane because I was turning in a story before I got on the plane. I get on the plane. I'm about a little bit past the halfway point of the plane, and I'm in the window seat, and it's only 2 seats on each side. It's one of those
smaller guy.
Yeah, it's one of those jumpers. I think that's what Nathan called it.
Puddle jumper.
But I see a girl sitting there, and she's a little bit on the heavier side, just bulky. She's got a Veterans of Foreign Affairs like quarter zip on.
More love.
And she's like, "Oh, are you on the?" I was like, "Yeah." She moves out of the way, and then she starts chatting me up at 9 a.m, and I'm like, "Okay, let's do this." She's like, "You from Cincinnati?" I'm visiting a friend I served in Korea with because I don't want to be with my family at Christmas. They're just the worst. And I'm like, "Oh God." And then
clearly you've eaten your feelings.
And so she's like, "I had a layover at LaGuardia. I've just been drinking Bloody Marys for the last 4 hours." I'm like, "Okay, fine."
Oh, you.
And she has a chicken Caesar salad in her hand as well, like in a tub from the kiosk, whatever. And then she's like, "Oh, and I had a friend who helped me for the trip. He makes 150 milligram Rice Krispie treats." I'm like, "How'd you get those through?" She's like, "They don't check that shit." And they're like, "They don't give a shit." And I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "You can have one if you want." I'm like, "No, I don't want your drugs." And so anyway, she eats her chicken Caesar salad like as the plane takes off, and then we're sitting there maybe 20 minutes into the flight. I see her take out the brown paper sack like a kid's lunch to school, dumps all the Rice Krispie treats into her book bag, and I'm like, "That's weird." Puts it up to her mouth, and I'm like, "Oh, she's having trouble." Like she does like the breathing thing. Like, okay, whatever. Maybe she's bad at flights. And then so she's like that for like 10 minutes or so. And then the next thing I know, she's still sitting there, brown paper bag up to her mouth.
She throw up.
Brown paper bag up to her mouth, and then she bolts towards the front of the plane to the bathroom.
No.
Check the chat.
The seat.
No.
Is that shit or throw up?
No, it's throw up.
Oh, fuck you.
It's chicken Caesar salad.
Oh, fuck off.
And
are you kidding me?
You can see my arm there.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of from there on out, I was like leaned over, and I lift up my arm.
Is there someone you're...
And I see it on like the side of my knee, chicken Caesar salad vomit on my knee.
Oh no!
Do you know how long I wanted to tell you guys this story?
I'm convinced, Shelby, that the only reason you packed up your stuff to fit this time window Zach has to record this podcast is to tell this story.
We didn't record last week, so
I know.
You could have told us last week.
But yeah, so then like, I'm not easily grossed out or anything. Like, it's fine. It smelled, which was the worst part. And then the stewardess obviously comes by. She's like, does this remind you of college? I'm just like, clean it up!
It's like, are there any empty seats anywhere?
No, yeah, she told me, like, sorry, there's no empty seats.
Can I just go in the cargo hold with the bags?
She's like, there's no empty seats. I'm like, well, of course there's not.
Yeah, she's like, the girl who threw up needs a seat, so she took the other.
Yeah, seriously. She's in first class now.
How badly do the pilots need to sit up front?
Yeah.
Does he need to be up there?
10-4.
I have some experience. I can land this bird.
So then a guy flight attendant comes by, and he's like, can I get you anything? I'm so sorry, there's no more empty seats. And I was like,
yeah,
I was like, well, I really wanted a chicken Caesar salad. And he laughed. But then, like, the worst part was them cleaning it up. They had like a miniature broom and dustpan. They were just shoveling the vomit. And I was like, I couldn't look away either.
She had to come back and sit in her own sick.
Yeah. They did throw all that fucking powder on the seat, which smelled really good.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, to clean it up.
Takes me back to elementary school.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, if there's ever a time to like snitch or narc on someone, it's like, dude, she's taking these fucking gummies. Yeah, well, like, just fucking get her ass arrested.
Like, she's got heroin in her bag.
That was the thing, is that like, she had a big plastic bag full of these Weed Rice Krispy Treats just sitting next to her book bag, and the flight attendants picked it up and scraped puke off of it and then put it back. And I was like, my brother in Christ, that's weed.
Yeah. We don't know this chick's not in the Taliban.
No.
Check her out.
Isn't it legal? Isn't it
it's like, give me one, and then take
in Ohio. And New York, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, they did come by, and she was like, what's your Delta account number? And gave it to me, and she's like, we gave you 4,000 miles and $100 gift card to like the airport. Or
is that like 4 cents?
Like, thanks, my company pays for these.
Well, I still get the miles.
That's true.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a $100 gift card to CV, like anywhere inside CVG, which will get me like a Snickers bar.
Yeah, nice. And I can use these miles. I can use these miles to fly me and Miranda to Cleveland.
But then the people across from me in the aisle, you can kind of see them in the picture. Mm-hmm. They were like, they tapped the stewardess on the back and were like, "What do we get?"
No way.
And I'm like, damn. And they were like, she was like, "What's your account number?" No and I was like, "What? They better not get what I did."
Shelby,
yeah.
I hate to say.
What? You hate to say what, Zach?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
No, I need to hear it.
That's all right. We'll tell you off mic.
Okay. So yeah, that was my bunk. Sorry, it was a little lengthy, but I had to.
Let's see where 4,000 miles get you
Nathan's
from Columbus.
Look at this picture in the group chat and be like, "What the fuck?" Nathan,
Tallahassee. Wait, hold on. 4,000 miles actually ain't bad.
Really?
Get yourself to Honolulu for 4,500 miles.
No shit. Mm-hmm. I don't know what miles.
Distance from Columbus to Honolulu is 4,500 miles.
It doesn't get you back, but it gets you there.
Texas. Hey. Oh, Texas to Columbus is 1,000. Damn, this is not. I didn't know 4,000 miles is that much. You can go to California. You can probably go to and from California, Shelby.
Nice.
Yeah, the entire United States is just a little over 2,000 from stem to stern, so to speak.
Cool. All right.
So yeah, you can probably fly anywhere in the contiguous United States.
Nice. Okay. All right.
That's awesome.
All right. Do we want to do Boardwalk?
I do have a. Can I bring up what happened to the Broncos today and get your guys' quick opinions on it?
Yeah.
So Russell Wilson was benched.
I've already discussed with you on Twitter pretty much all I have to say on that. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Russell Wilson was benched. Some financially, though sources say that it's not a financial decision and they just need a spark. If he gets hurt, they owe him $37 million in March if he doesn't pass the physical. So obviously, it's for financial. But basically, everyone's saying that this means he's done in Denver. Thoughts? Do you feel like that's the case? Do you think that he's played well and deserves the benching? And who's to blame in your guys' opinion from an outside looking?
I think he deserves the benching.
I do too.
I think he deserved the benching last year. To make that kind
more
of
so than
I think Hackett was so bad though.
Yeah, I think
true.
Sean Payton got Russell Wilson into he's the number 9th ranked QBR stat in the league is Russell Wilson. 26 touchdowns. I think 8 or 9 interceptions.
Everybody, how Cam Newton was saying about these guys are game managers, talking about Brock Purdy. Russell Wilson is the best game manager. This year has been the best game managing I've seen. Just leaning on the defense and just doing everything right that he can.
Splash play here and there.
Giving the talents.
Because I'm just looking at his numbers, it's he's literally middle of the road passing yards, 3,000. Just passing attempts, he's 16th.
Yeah.
So it's they're not asking him to do too much. He's only throwing for 200 yards a game.
Yeah.
So it's just and they started running the hell out of the ball.
Right.
He's missing. He's missing wide open dudes. His reads. He's not still not confident. He's bailing on the pocket when it's clean because he thinks that they want him to use his legs, even though he's not as fast anymore.
Oh yeah, that Happy Feet video from Christmas was bad.
Yeah.
In a world where the Broncos don't ruin Christmas.
I definitely think that it also doesn't help that Sean Payton had nothing to do with, and Sean Payton really helped himself out by going on that midseason run.
Yeah,
I think he showed that he can. If he can, it's I think the front office or the ownership says this is what he can do with an aging over the hill quarterback. Let's get him a young guy and
Jaden Daniels.
So
only
do you
the best
think
teams in the NFL will have LSC quarterbacks then?
Facts. Do you think the Broncos draft one or go after a free agent?
They
won't pay someone else more money.
Yeah.
They'll draft and develop Sean Payton's guy.
Because they're still going to have to pay this $85 million.
I think Stidham. I think you let Stidham play. He can't do
Yeah.
much worse than Russell Wilson.
If that's the case, Sean Payton, maybe unintentionally, just the finesse job of being hey, this was the worst coaching job of all time. I might suck. And then turning it around with this midseason run fueled by defense and turnovers and short fields and being look what I did with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And guess what?
I have a rookie quarterback. Give me some time.
Yeah, and guess what? He also doesn't have. He didn't sign Russell Wilson to that fucking contract.
Right.
He's always had an out. And honestly, after I tweeted this after what I went through last year. We talk about. That's why I started the podcast how I did with Joe Flacco. You talk about what those 4 years all into one last year for me, Zach. Those 4 or 5 years, 6 years after the Super Bowl. Last year was the worst year as a fan, and this year is marginally better, and Sean Payton's the sole reason for that.
Yeah, is this year the best year since the Super Bowl?
You had a couple weeks where you might have won the division.
No. I know. Well, I know, and that's just outside. I think that 5-game run is the best I've felt as a fan since the Super Bowl, or maybe since 2016 after the Super Bowl.
I wish I hadn't bet on the Chiefs in that game that we watched at his house, and I could have been more into it. Cause
that was the first time I was the Broncos aren't mid; they're actually a top 10 team.
Because if I had no skin in that game, I would have been coattailing his high of beating the Chiefs for the first time in 1,000 years.
We're up at I was up at Miranda's parents, and her dad was obviously watching the Raiders-Chiefs game. He's like, if the Raiders win out and the Chiefs lose out, we win the division. The Raiders.
That's true.
I was like, the Bengals.
Same with the Broncos.
Bengals could upset the Chiefs. Chargers could upset the Chiefs. Throw out the Raiders loss. They quit on Brandon Staley. Then they almost beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay.
I know. It's.
But the Broncos could do that too. Well, I'm saying then could you imagine if the division battle for the division comes down to Broncos Raiders in the last game of the year, and not the Chiefs?
What are you talking about?
I know
awesome.
it'd be amazing.
That would be hilarious.
It would be so amazing.
But what they'll do if
the Chiefs only have 9
they'll
wins,
flex it.
right?
The times are TBD, so it'll come down to Broncos Raiders at 1:00, and then it'll be the winner of that has to watch Chiefs Chargers, and if the Chiefs win, they win the division, and if they lose to the Chargers. And the Chargers would be up for that game. They would love nothing more than to beat the Chiefs.
Oh my God, I know.
Make them lose the division.
That would be fucking sex.
Not only you know what would be crazy is not only Patrick Mahomes has to play a road playoff game.
Yeah.
Aside from a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Is could the Chiefs miss the playoffs? Mathematically, they haven't clinched yet.
No, they could, but not likely. If they lose out, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, so I wish I could
healthy all year and they missed the playoffs.
I wish I could answer the question, but there's so many freaking AFC teams that I don't know the scenario.
The fact that it is mathematically possible is objectively hilarious with 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into. We need to get.
I have a snake draft for sports moments that we're thankful for. I thought we could do a snake draft, having two.
You want to do that first?
We can do that first.
Okay.
Two football, two basketball, or maybe we'll just do one football, one basketball, one baseball, and one personal at the end.
One football, one basketball.
So these need to be. We can only do our own teams for personal.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's betting. It's not just. Okay.
No. There's no. It's sports. It's just like like as a fan, for any one of your teams, what are you most thankful for? Personal, like I don't give a shit about that, so I'm not going to draft that. So that's why we keep that last.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But what? But is the one football you're going to do? Is it going to be as a fan?
No.
But it's what I'm thankful for.
I don't know. How else would you guys do it?
Okay, So
I would just do it at your personal. It'd just be like drafting your favorite Christmas movie.
Do the
so all personal.
But the personal one, do like a sporting moment that have you guys been to some games you were personally there for?
Nah.
No.
I mean, they're all.
How about one bet, one football, one basketball, one baseball?
Okay.
And they can all be personal.
Yeah. I won't really have any baseball, I guess. But yeah, I will. Okay. All right.
It doesn't have to be personal either. It could be just
right.
It could be really for whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Scotty, since you came over, that you go first. Shelby, you go second. I'll go last.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, my first draft is going to be, or my first round pick is fairly obvious. In the summer, the Nuggets won the national, or the NBA Finals, and
the national championship.
Well, NBA stands for
National Basketball Association Championship. And yeah, I mean, when your team wins a championship, that's pretty much an easy first round pick in snake drafts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure it is.
As you know, Shelby.
I go with football then, or I can go wherever
you want. Yeah,
do whatever you want.
I would say Sam Hubbard's fumble return against the Ravens, and just that.
Did that happen in January?
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
Was this a playoff game? Wild card. Yeah,
I mean the win over the Ravens in the wild card round.
Yeah, you needed one of the most stellar plays ever to beat Tyler Huntley.
Well, you needed a punt return touchdown to celebrate being a 7.5 point favorite and beating the Rams 2 weeks ago. So that argument of being a favorite doesn't really matter.
That's a playoff game, dude.
Yeah, so it's even tighter between two division rivals.
No, you should have killed that Ravens team, and you didn't. Barely beat them. All right. So for mine, it's going to be. I'm gonna go with basketball. I'm gonna go with Damian Lillard's first game as a Buck. Went fucking nuclear. He struggled a lot after that, but now he's hitting his stride, so I'm happy for that. Just seeing Dame that we got in the offseason was great, and then just his opening game, just being an absolute fucking menace on the court was awesome.
That sucks. You missed him.
I know. Oh my god. Yeah. And we lost the game. And Giannis scored 52.
Jesus. Scotty, back to you.
I got to see Obi.
Are we snake drafting it, or are we just going back? Or regular draft?
My turn.
Oh, Zach, then.
Yeah.
My fault.
And then for baseball, what I'm thankful for was the whole Texas Rangers Creed run.
Oh, yeah.
Was really, really fun to watch. And just the fact that the Texas Rangers won, and it wasn't some bullshit team like the Dodgers or the Astros or whoever, it's just those stupid powerhouse teams that always win every year. It's nice to see the Rangers get a chip.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was good.
It's the first one too, right?
My turn. Yep. I think I'm going to take Scotty's here. The Reds' 12-game winning streak.
What?
There for that.
Wait. How is it your turn? Because it was me, then Zach, then Shelby, then Shelby, then Zach.
It was you, then me, then Zach.
Started.
Oh, I got you.
Shelby went second.
I got you.
I'd say the Reds' 12-game winning streak.
Nice.
Being there for one of those games. Being there for one of those games was nice. I lost it, but
yeah.
I was there for one that they won. The Rockies.
that was mine.
That was just cool. Just obviously the Reds have been so irrelevant. I don't count 2020 not scoring a run in the first round of the playoffs. That doesn't count.
I'm gonna.
So they've been so irrelevant. That
12-game
winning streak was so nice. Just checking the score every night and they won. And I was on my cruise for some of it. It was just no internet or nothing, and just seeing it on a TV down there or something. It was
Yep.
insane.
I'm going to kind of go in the same swing because I can be grateful for the same thing, but in a larger sense. It's just the Reds' young squad working out like it did in general.
Yeah.
Like, everyone thought that this was going to be a lost year for the Reds. They had no talent, and, like, everyone they called up had, like, a game-winning moment in the past year for the Reds. It's pretty
Spencer Steer, Matt McClain,
They
De La
all brought
Cruz,
the heat.
Will Benson.
good.
They just...
Who was the one at the, Marte had one?
Encarnacion Strand.
Yep, they all had game-winning moments, and they all like are like the future. And you pair them with Stevenson and Jonathan India, and then you just you get Shane Bieber in a couple weeks when they trade for him.
Yes, please.
It's gonna be
Please.
it's scary hours in Cincinnati finally.
Hell yeah.
And football, I'm gonna say the hiring of Sean Payton. I think hiring that obese motherfucker.
Traded for him.
He's kind of a dick, but I kind of love it.
For sure.
And
For sure.
yeah,
I still can't believe that Netflix made a movie about him with Kevin James.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
isn't it funny that like
Sucks.
everyone's like Kevin James is like everyone's like, oh well, Sean Payton is skinnier, and he's like, no, he's not. But yeah, I mean that 5-game winning streak showed exactly why we hired him and traded for him. Zach, you're welcome. And I'm happy for the future. I think if we draft Jaden Daniels, I'll be even more happy. Don't know much about the other quarterbacks. Just don't let JJ McCarthy get in Denver, please, God.
Is Jaden Daniels going to be there when he gets to you? When the pick comes to you?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like the Broncos will probably pick somewhere between 11 and 14, and I know the pro day and like the draft nerds are gonna move his value up to probably top 10 at least.
This is a Heisman winner, man.
Scotty, if the Broncos win the next 2 games, they're going to be favored in both, right? Well, they're at Raiders, so maybe not.
6% chance to make the playoffs.
Wow. Okay.
Is your answer? Maybe
like,
20. Maybe it jumps to 20% if they win both games.
Right. Well, it has to jump something if they beat the Chargers this weekend, right?
Not much. I mean,
because that's
the
like
Bills
the
winning out, or the Bills like doing what they've done and the Browns. You're fighting for one playoff spot because Browns and Bills are taking 2, and you're like the Broncos are the like 11th or 12th ranked AFC team.
The Browns are going to make the playoffs.
The Patriots have already beaten the Bills once. All right, I'll go basketball. Obviously not my strong suit with basketball, but Xavier over UC in the crosstown shootout, being there, it has to be my first shootout. Fucking awesome.
Electric.
Yeah, it was. You can go, Zach.
All right. My football is going. I was thinking, being at the game for the Jags Ravens was awesome. The other night, Monday night, the 49ers was awesome, but nothing is greater than the second game against the Bengals, where we finally swept the Bengals again.
Backup quarterback though.
He was in for.
No one counts that game.
Yeah, we were up 10-7 when he left too.
Yeah, no one counts that game. Actually, the game stopped counting at 10-7. So actually, it was
in the standings. It's like that.
It went 1-1. How was it?
So my last one, my personal is.
Well, I have a personal because it snakes back.
Is this personal bet?
This is bets.
Or is it just
bets.
This is bets.
I think it can be personal, however you want to make it personal.
All right, do it.
My bet was actually the first time I took a Ravens money line this year, outside of like teasers and stuff, like sweethearts and stuff, was against the 49ers.
Nice.
And I put 2 of them plus.
It's
plus
a Christmas
275.
miracle.
Yeah.
Good time to start.
Right?
Yeah. My personal has to be Michigan over Ohio State for the 3rd straight year. Easy one.
Doesn't count because they cheated.
Because Michigan couldn't do their alleged cheating anymore. So Ohio State, all they had to do was win this game to just be like, hey, the previous 2 years don't count. You were cheating, and they still lost. So it was perfect.
That's
true.
Because they had Syracuse as starting quarterback.
Is that where he went? It was Syracuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Michigan's responsible.
No fucking way. McCord went to Syracuse, dude. That's terrible.
No, it's Ryan Day's fault. Choosing him as the
I think
starter.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so sad.
What?
Okay, so my bet was gonna be, or like, if this was 2 weeks ago, my bet pick would be the Broncos to make the playoffs. It was $16 wagered to win 340 to pay out $342.50. And
I took them to make the playoffs before the season started.
I know, but I took them at
110.
I took them
You're
at
gonna
plus.
have a bunk here soon. Buddy.
I am not paying.
I took them at plus 2,000, and they offered me a payout of like 160. Guess what that payout is now? Fucking
12 cents.
No, it's $18. So I could gain $2 from it.
$2 back? Yay!
Yeah. Should I do it?
Yeah,
You made money.
My dumbass didn't cash out when I should have.
Or are they gonna beat the Chargers this weekend?
I mean, I hope so. I'm gonna say
you're getting a plus money line for the Broncos if you just wait to cash that out.
Yeah,
cash it out as soon as the Broncos.
I'd say beat the Chargers, cash out.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
you can't
true.
beat Easton Stick.
Well, if you can't beat Bailey Zappi,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Ravens was a good one too. That's an honorable mention for all of us. We all took Ravens to win the division. Hasn't hit yet. Hasn't cashed yet. So I'll say there's a random DraftKings.
The Browns are fucking scamps.
Pre-bet.
Oh my god, the Ravens are minus 5,000 to win the division. Come on, guys, let's celebrate.
That's
a winner.
I also have a $5 bonus bet that doesn't count if it doesn't hit for the Browns. So to win the division. So I only lose $10 if it doesn't hit. Anyway, okay, so my official bet is going to be this random Monday Night Football game for AJ, for the Eagles against, I think it was maybe the Vikings. No, it was Eagles versus Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
You said you had AJ Brown.
25 to win like $350, and I needed AJ Brown like 11 more yards, and he got a 32-yard in a parlay.
It was like Jalen Hurts' last passing attempt of the game.
Yeah.
That DK one while I was in Florida, the one I talked shit about, DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah.
He got. It's like he could get it in one catch.
Yeah.
He more like one drive. He had like 27 yards before the last drive. He needed 78.
We did not give Drew Lock his love on this pod, even though we should have.
Drew Lock has a medium-sized heart.
Go on. Okay.
I have a heart on for Drew Lock. Okay. Boardwalk.
I saw Travis Kelce's Pfizer commercial, and my heart grew 3 sizes too big that day.
Sir, this is a medical emergency.
All right. Boardwalk.
Oh, you want an update?
Yes.
Chiefs are bad.
We didn't do one last week.
Yeah.
But the week prior, Zach won 5-1.
Ugh.
Nice. I went 5-2.
Jesus.
Scotty went 5-2. I was 3-3-1. Nathan 3-4, which means
I'm back.
Scotty and I tied for the lead. Zach 2 games back. Nathan at 40, 58, and 7 is 10 games out.
If I go 1-5-2 2 more times, he might be able to catch me.
Correct. So yeah, I guess
2 pushes. That's crazy. You said 1-5-1.
1-5-1.
Okay.
Yeah, we have you're 49, 51 and 5. I'm 51, 49 and 5. So it's just a
Push boys.
2 game. Yeah, well Nathan has 7 of them bitches.
Jesus.
That's a Nathan.
All right. Should I put Nathan? We don't have Tampa Bay on our card, but should I put it in as Nathan's bonus already?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay -3.
Yeah. Hey,
He's not gonna listen.
Tampa
Bay -3 in the corner.
Should we also give the update on how the Sweetheart teaser did? Because we still did one over the holiday.
That's all right.
We did do. We still did one, and Zach lost it.
Yeah, Zach, you fuck.
I almost lost it right away. Buffalo money line. And
you did. I didn't watch a single fucking snap of that game.
It felt like fate because I was like, guys, we got to get the Sweetheart teaser in. It's our last chance to get Buffalo money line, and they almost lost. Yeah. So then it won. I was excited. Zach had Indianapolis Sunday afternoon, and they got killed by Taylor Heineke.
Yeesh.
You guys just cost me money all year. That's all you have done.
Well, the year ain't over yet. You still have plenty of 2 more opportunities.
Yeah, I might want to. I want to lose on purpose. I think I want to lose on purpose.
It'd be hard to.
All right.
Should we lock in a Sweetheart teaser right now before our Boardwalk?
Nathan's not here.
Nathan isn't here. But I know Scotty's going to be San Francisco money line.
Well, are you going to go to watch the Jets Browns on Thursday at his place?
Xavier has practice.
When did they practice?
5 to 8.
You have to be there for the whole practice? Why?
It's part of my job.
Yeah, they need you to write about practice?
No, I'm there every practice.
I'm talking about practice. All right, first game, Detroit at Dallas. Dallas favored by a heaping 6 points. Over under is 53.5. Shelby.
I hate this. Why'd you start with me?
This is easy for me.
Well, yeah, because the line is begging you to take the Lions. They just won the division. They're 6-point dogs. Dallas has looked terrible. Dallas -6.
Wow.
I was gonna say the over was easy, but
yeah, that looks easy too, and it's like
Dallas has good defense.
feels square ball.
well, I'm taking the over 53.5. Color me square.
Well, you guys both talked
Scotty?
me out of the line, and Shelby, you made me sound like a fucking loser for Detroit +6. So wait, hold on, I'm doing something else. I'm doing the team total points for.
Do you want me to pull it up for you, buddy?
I have it up.
Do you?
Yeah, it's gonna be the over 23.5 for the Lions.
Switch my pick. That's my pick.
Well, let me make sure that's the Lawrenceburg line.
I'm on it. It is.
Okay.
That's my pick as well.
All right.
Like that a lot better.
Wouldn't you like Dallas over 23.5? Or 27.5?
Dallas was they're 29.5.
Oh,
That's crazy.
God!
It's a 6-point spread.
I'm going to take the other under team. No, I like the over. Stick with the over. Stick with the over. Stick with the over.
All right, we'll get Nathan's picks later as if they matter.
I will start our next game. It's Miami at Baltimore. Ravens 3.5 point favorites at home. Over unders 47. I'm going to take Ravens -3.5.
Ooh.
Wow.
Going back to the well
Yep.
with your squad.
I think that the way that you get to after having become a Dolphins expert while watching Hard Knocks, I think the way that you get to this Miami team is that you make them one-dimensional. So you either have to decide if you're going to stop their run game or if you're going to stop Tua. And I think getting pressure is what the Raven on the quarterbacks. What the Raven. I mean, if you look, I just saw the tweet today. The Ravens have injured 5 quarterbacks this season. Mm-hmm. So getting to the quarterback.
Wait, so does like Joe Burrow count as that?
Yeah. They counted the.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
that's a weird way to say like we get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We've hurt 5 quarterbacks.
Well, the thing was just talking about how the Ravens have injured 5 starting quarterbacks this year. So in any case, I think that my handicap for this is that if you take away one of the dimensions from Miami, then they don't lean very well on the other one.
Well, I mean, just when Tyreek went out against the Titans, they were just like, oh my god.
If you get Tua out of his rhythm, you get him out of his comfort zone, I think he really starts to turn into a piece of shit. So, or he just scramble his brains.
It's fucking hard.
I was thinking over at first because the Miami-Dallas game probably should have been in the 50s if Miami didn't settle for 5 field goals.
That was so frustrating. I had a teased over in a parlay.
And I will go over 47.
Right.
I'm also on Ravens -3.
Which is good. Yeah, because if you
3.5.
think about it, it's 3.5.
Okay, I'll take it. I think, fuck, man, shit. I'm going under 47 now. Or is it 47?
It's 47.
Yeah, I'm going under 47.
You look at, like, the Ravens, how the Ravens have done against division leaders. They not even haven't just beat them; they beat them by a lot.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee and Houston. Houston laying 4.5 with C.J. Stroud likely back. Total 43.
Mm-hmm. I like the under 43 in this game.
Okay.
I also like the under. Damn, you think about that why do you put Miami Baltimore in this? That's like the hardest game of the week to me.
It is.
Under because if Miami
Consensus,
loses,
by the way, with under in Houston.
My team.
Consensus, by the way, with Houston, Tennessee under 43.
And the reason I don't have the Browns in here is because they're a Thursday night game. All right.
Can I start the next one?
Yes, sir.
Bengals, Chiefs -7, total 44.5. So I said on Christmas Eve, I was like, I think the Bengals lose every game I ever watch because I'm a pessimist, but they will beat the Chiefs. And then the Chiefs look like shit against the Raiders, and I'm like, now they're going to have this whole bounce back thing, blah, bullshit. Doesn't matter. Bengals +7.
Yeah, I love Bengals +7 here. Patrick Holmes is going to squeak by with a 3-point win. Little
That's what you
bastard. Yeah.
Scotty?
I think the Bengals pack it in. I'm taking Chiefs -7.
Okay. That'll be a crossfire with Zach, by the way.
Pack it in, huh?
I have a crossfire with Scotty on the under in Baltimore.
Right.
Sunday night football game?
Scotty's game. Chargers at Denver. I think it's a 4:30 game.
It is a 4:30 game.
No,
we usually just do the Sunday night game.
Yeah, but I wanted to include it.
Okay, all right. Chargers at Denver. Denver laying 3. Totals 37.5. I miss when this was flipped the last time they played, and Denver was getting 3, and it was the easiest bet of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I miss.
Yeah.
I think people air it out here. I like the over a lot, 37.5. Not a lot to play for. I think Denver's defense has gotten softer. Since the streak, and the Chargers, they're about ready to blow that whole fucking defense and team up anyway. So nothing. Yeah. I think Easton Stick airs it out. I think Jarrett Stidham opens the playbook a little bit, or Sean Payton tries to, and that over hits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust Scotty.
I agree.
Over 37.5.
I agree with him on the part of the Chargers because I don't. The other reason I'm going with the Chargers team total over 16.5 and not the game total is that Easton Stick has gotten some rhythm with this team over the past couple games, whereas Stidham, not that he hasn't thrown any passes this season, but Easton Stick's got a couple games under his belt. So I think that I'm just going to stick with Chargers team total over 16.5. I still think that the Broncos win 24-20.
Bonus and lock time. Scotty, a bonus.
For the I wanted to take the Chiefs over team total, but it doesn't look good either. I'm taking the. I don't know. Someone else go, please.
My bonus is going to be Raiders plus 3.5 at Colts. I think the Colts they've lost all the steam that they had. Whatever steam they had, they lost it. I'm still angry that the Colts gave that game to the Browns. The Browns won that game. The Browns won the game against the Bears.
Ravens.
And the Ravens gave that game away, and then the
Bears.
The Browns won this past week because C.J. Stroud was still out for some reason. 1 week isn't enough to fix your brain.
Yeah, true.
Your brain's not much there to fix, anyways.
Yeah, fact.
You like the Colts a lot.
I did, but I thought the spread was going to be 3. Now it's 3.5. But I feel like this is a classic. Like, the Colts couldn't have looked worse. The Raiders had the biggest win on Christmas, besides the Ravens. But just the Raiders beating the Chiefs in Kansas City as a 10-point dog. Everyone's talking about that game. It's like a perfect, okay, the Colts win this. But I'll pivot. I'll Jeremy pivot. And I already have my lock. Mm-hmm. I need a bonus.
I'll go with a bonus. A bonus can be over 23.5, right? Or sorry, minus 135. Right?
Yeah, what is it?
It's Tampa Bay team total over 20.5. That's minus 135.
Okay.
So over 20.5.
Look, it's 22.5 on.
It is.
Barstool.
Minus over 21.5 is minus 120. Over 20.5 is minus 135.
Wait, so what's the actual line?
It's 22.5.
Okay, that's what the bet is. You're not moving it.
Why not? It's minus.
Because we could take any spread here.
You said minus 135 is.
Well, I thought that's what the line was, or something.
That's why it's a bonus.
No, we've never once done that.
Okay.
It's like that. If that's the case, I would have done that all year, and I'd be fucking.
Yeah, I'd
be fucking 60 and whatever.
Yeah, instead of Chiefs minus 7, I guess I'll take Chiefs minus 4.5 at minus 180. Since it's less than 200.
What was that rule that
What's
we
wrong
did
with you?
minus less than 200?
That was for baseball because there's no lines.
Yeah.
Oh, now suddenly you remember. I sense the guy who forgot. No.
My bonus.
Probably fucking Arizona plus 11.
Loser bet of the week is definitely
it's 12.
It's definitely the Patriots or Commanders. I take Seattle minus 3.5.
Seattle minus 3.5 against
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, please. Kind of need the Jets to beat the Browns.
Locks. I'll start Green Bay, Minnesota over 46.5.
Care to explain?
Well, I didn't know this. The Packers defensive coordinator was the defensive coordinator for the 0-16 Lions. How is Joe Barry? How is he? They're also going to be missing Jair Alexander because he got suspended for being out for the coin toss.
Why would you do that?
And Nick Mullins is now Mr. boom or bust, where he's either going to throw a pick to give the team a short field, or he's going to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns like he did with the Lions game. So yeah, I love this over. And Jordan loves slinging the ball. They're going to get Christian Watson back. Lot to like about this over.
Mm-hmm. My lock is 49ers minus 13.
Whoa!
At the Commanders. They are fucking pissed. And they're going to take it out on, well, again, this is another black quarterback. Bosa's going to have a fucking field day with this guy. Yeah.
They're going to start. They're starting Brissett.
Yeah, they're starting Jacoby Brissett. So, Commanders have obviously packed it in.
Oh yeah.
So,
I don't know. Have you guys seen how good
Brissett's
Brissett's
be a lot
looked?
of effort on this.
Yeah, he has looked good, and that's what we didn't record last week. But I was in hell because I had Rams Commanders over 48.5, and the Commanders got an extra point blocked that would have made it 49, and the game ended 28-20. That's all. Scotty, you're locked to finish off the show. I don't have the records for like tease and thank you and all that shit.
It's probably a good thing.
Well, I have lock of the week of the century.
Las Vegas Raiders plus 3.5 against the Colts.
Ooh,
Means a lot.
That was my bonus.
Means a lot for the Raiders. And the Raiders are still in it. Antonio Pierce is fighting to keep that gig, and the Colts looked awful. Like I don't know why the Colts are favored by more than a field goal.
All right, take my Seattle minus 3.5 out. I'll take the Colts minus 3.5, and I'll crossfire Scotty.
Or not me.
As your lock?
Well,
no, as your bonus.
That is my bonus.
My bonus was the Raiders plus 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
You're crossfiring him and not me.
Well, I was going in order. I had one with him. Then you and him have one. You and I don't. So yeah, it'll be with you. Okay. My fault.
There's no way we're gonna remember.
We still have Nathan's.
We don't even know what these fucking crossfires are gonna equal out to at all. I don't.
It's all right.
No, because Nathan refuses to give me an update on them.
No idea. He's gonna have to listen to like every single one.
Tease and thank you is definitely gonna be Kansas City's the best option, right, but I'm gonna go with Cleveland Thursday night and Green Bay.
1.5 and Green Bay plus 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
That Jets Commanders game that just like I didn't watch, but all of a sudden it was a shootout for the ages. Was that Zach Wilson?
Yeah. No, it was Trevor Siemian.
Oh, it was. Let's go. Good for him.
I know.
My lock of the week century is gonna be Bears minus 3 at home against the Falcons.
Bears plus 10 is probably going in the Sweetheart. Just a heads up.
Bears plus 10 going in the Sweetheart, baby. Fuck. Yeah, I think I don't know. I gotta explain it. Nice shit.
Can't get no more free Randy.
The Bears are the best. I think they're the best team without a win.
They're scaring the shit out of me, dude. Mm-hmm. Under 7.5 plus money for the under.
They have 6 wins.
Yeah, I need them to lose one more game.
I know. That Browns game was a fucking miracle for you.
Well, yeah, but I had Bears plus 3. Yeah. I had there were so many different things in that. Like I couldn't.
That's the best case scenario.
It was a push, the win on the under, and a Bears under. Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. All right, Zach's got to be out the door in 3 minutes.
Yeah,
out the door.
Fucking loser bet. Tennessee Titans plus 4.5 in Houston.
Nice.
You're betting that, you're probably fucking losing. Who bets 4.5? And also, who wants to bet on Will Levis against C.J. Stroud returning?
Is he back?
Fucking awful.
Or is it Tannehill?
If he is back, then that's what makes it a fucking loser bet.
Gotcha.
That's our show.
That's
Merry
our
Christmas
show.
And Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
There's a little place where the sun sleeps late and pulls himself a shot of tequila. It's a little place called Pleasure Island. That's where I'd like to feel ya. It's easy to find just beyond the last wave. Dolphins and whales are up mating. Sail all day and all night and then take a hard ride. That's where I'll be awaiting. Pleasure Island, island of pleasure. No need to stop and think. Pleasure Island, a beautiful treasure.